Geek Council.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to G Council, man. I'm here. I got another one. So, I've been asked the question, because I went down and I was talking about how I planned on, creating my days of studying Spanish. For those that you don't know, I have been learning Spanish, and I've been pretty much involved in the language for about 4 years now. Um, but of course, my goal was to be dangerous when I went into another country, meaning I know how to get around, I know how to speak, but I wasn't necessarily looking for fluency. So now I've changed that, because my ultimate goal now is to eventually, make my second home in a Spanish speaking country. So I'm looking for that fluency now. Um, and so I told people that my goals have changed, which has meant my studying has also changed. So I want to break down to people how that looks like now. So what I typically do is wake up at 5:30 in the morning and I listen to Spanish, whether it's a podcast, whether it's just stories in Spanish. That's what I do. I just take the time to listen and I go that route. That helps me out extremely well. Right. So that's like 5:30 in the morning. And I usually do it for 30 minutes. And in that process, I usually write down words that maybe I don't understand or I'm not sure what's meant by it. Because there's also phrases I may write down. Okay. And so, from there, I'm usually going into the office. And so I catch the train in and I usually do Duolingo, practice Duolingo for probably about 20 minutes or so on a train ride. Just practicing grammar. And I mean, for you guys that know Duolingo, how it goes. So I usually do that for like 20 minutes, right? And then at some point during the day, and it varies because my schedule varies. So, but I usually do for an hour during the day with a tutor. And so a lot of times I take a lot of things that I learned during that day or phrases or words that I'm not sure about, and I run them by my tutor and we talk about it. We put it in sentences, and help me really understand what I'm being taught, what I'm learning, in that process. And I usually do that for like an hour. From there, that's gonna be like what I typically do the most. Because then on my way back home, I usually do Duolingo again, and then I might listen to YouTube. Like I told people, I listen to duct tape a lot. I don't know, I've kind of gotten into it, but I like duct tape. For y'all that know, it's a cool YouTube channel. But I usually listen to that. And anything after that is usually icing on the cake. Sometimes I may have another conversation, um, you know, on in Spanish, after that. Anything is just kind of a bonus. But I try my best to, just practice and implement it any way that I can. So conversations with people at work, if I run into somebody, at the gym and they speak Spanish, I try to make sure to have a conversation with them. I try to implement it in my day as much as possible. And what I try to do is I try to implement phrases that I've learned, and kind of, make sure that I'm adding that into my vocabulary when it comes to Spanish as well too. And so it's really simple, man. I try to, when you look at that, I typically average, since I started back now, about 3 hours, a day of studying, learning, some intentional, some unintentional. I would say I probably do about an hour and a half of straight intentional, maybe even close to 2 hours of straight intentional training. And then, from there, maybe an hour and a half of unintentional. So that's just kind of listening things in the background, um, you know, just getting that input in. I'm trying to take in a lot more input now, because I can speak. So I'm just trying to understand more and more and more, So that way that'll help me in the long run, to be able to, speak and be able to, convey my thoughts in a professional manner. See, that's that next level, right? I didn't even really care about that. I just wanted to be understood and wanted to understand others. So that's changing, of course. And so that's what I do. And I try to do that just about every single day. We all know life is life. Life happens. We all have life. So my goal is to at least do that 5 times a day. I mean, 5 times a week, sorry. And, the other 2 days, I'm trying my best to, stick to it and implement it. And once again, guys, understand I have basic knowledge of language. I can speak the language. So me doing even what I'm doing for the next couple of months is really going to push me to that next level, right? I'm not starting from scratch. So it's just now being a little bit more intentional with the level that I'm trying to get to, and now start to practice and implement those things, that I can utilize day to day. Another thing that I'll do is, I'll read. So I'll share with you guys, some of the Spanish books I read. I read kind of intermediate level Spanish books. So I'm not reading these super dense long books. They usually about maybe 70, 80 pages max, that I'm reading. So I really get a lot out of it and I really enjoy it. So yeah, man. If y'all want to follow me, or if y'all ever want to talk, in Spanish and practice together, I am here, man. Leave me a comment if there's anything that you want me to talk about as I'm going through this journey. Uh, Leave me a comment. A lot of people be asking me about where I am in Spanish. I'm giving y'all a series. I don't know how long it's gonna be because once I'm probably fluent, I don't know what I'll be off to the next thing. I'm a goal chaser, y'all. So, um, I'll probably be back talking about goals and finances and things of that nature. So, but also I may be talking about those things in Spanish as I, get a little bit more verse, in the language to be able to do that. All right. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video because ultimately it helps the channel grow. Until the next time, man, y'all have a great day, great week, great year, all that. Peace.